A lot of women don't know what exactly to look for in a high value man, what exactly to look for in a partner who's saying you things but not doing what he's saying.
Where does a good relationship comes from?
The first encounter which happened, it was a mess. Raat ko mile, and the moment I was sitting in rickshaw, she literally pounced on me and I was scared. If relationship looks like this, we can have a relationship.
How important it is to have a relationship at early age?
So it is very subjective. If you are financially that ready, then it's good. But if you are financially not ready at that point in time, you might have made a lot of promises, but now you have empty pockets to even fulfill them.
Is career more important or relationship?
So, these days what happens is, if you're not in a relationship, you are considered that kuch to gadbad hai. There's a lot of peer pressure, and that is the time we end up making certain wrong decisions of ourselves. So if you really want to get into a relationship, first thing, it should not be out of desperation.
What do you call rushing into relationship?
So opposites attract, which a lot of people feel attracted towards.
Okay.
But they cannot stay together until they work on it.
Why do you feel that so many women attract emotionally unavailable men in their life?
So
Number 1 manifestation and lifestyle podcast.
Kabir
Vani.
Kabir Vani
Kabir Vani.
Kabir Vani.
Amazing people like Kabir Vani. Welcome to Kabir Vani. Welcome Rohit to Kabir Vani Podcast.
Thank you so much.
I have very excited about today's podcast is because relationship is something which has been good for me and bad for me at the same time, which can be challenging for most of the people because they always have both sides of it, right? Now, being a relationship coach, you cater to female, the women's only coach, and you're married. I mean, what kind of trust does your wife has on you?
Thank you so much, and I really feel very blessed to be a part of this because I've been watching your work, the kind of questions you ask, the kind of conversations you have. It is too good. So thank you so much. It's an honor to be here, and you pointed out so right. When things happen, it seems like it was all planned, but it was not, and it is only because of my wife I am able to do this, because she was the one who insisted me to do something like this, where I was coaching my clients. And एक होता है ना, आप हर चीज आप जब करते हो तो उसमें पैटर्न्स होती है, डेटा होता है. और one of my mentor gave me this particular concept, which is, and I follow that in a rigorous manner, which is बेटा झूठ बोल सकता है but data नहीं. So she actually make me go through the entire data of my past clients, and major of them were women, and they got their breakthroughs in terms of their relationship and clarity in their life. And she said, I want you to do the same. Why don't you go all in for that only? And I had this conversation with Akshita as well. Like, दूसरों का relationship अच्छा करने में मेरा नहीं खराब होना चाहिए. Are you sure about this? She said, I'm 1000% sure. You go all in, I'm there. And it was only because of her I could make a decision like that. Because it is very simple. All my clients are single women.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, how are you in first? तो उससे मन में बोला कि नहीं तेरे को ऐसे कोई झेल नहीं सकता है.
यार उसमें पता है एक conversation में एक चीज आई कि you will be able to give a man's perspective to those women, correct, which they are clueless about. It's like, yeah, that's a golden thing. A lot of women don't know what exactly to look for in a high value man, what exactly to look for in a partner who is saying you things but not doing what he's saying.
Correct.
How to identify all those. So जब वो सब चीजें हुई ना, I'm like, yeah man, let's give it a try. It started from that trial, and then over a period of time it became so concrete that I understood that I really want to do something like that. And also, there is one thing, right? There's a set of people whom you want to connect with and whom you really want to work with.
Correct.
So, over a period of time, I understood that there is a good understanding of that particular audience. So, and it went, and you won't believe this, Kabir. This set of women whom I am working with right now, they are demanding me to open something for men as well.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Maybe then you should get Akshita to do that.
If she is willing to do, in fact, the work we are doing it's not only me, it's a blend of both of us. I'm the face of everything, but there's a lot of things which comes from there. So in a way, we are working on it together.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, right? So where does a good relationship comes from? When did you realize that okay, you know something about relationship where you can help people or help women understand the men's perspective?
In my thought process at that point of time, when the first encounter about relationship happened to me, it was a mess. Was I'll be very honest about saying this. Both my parents are amazing people. Like the kind of values they've given me, the kind of whenever I used to think about certain things, it was before I could say it was there in front of me. They've given me everything in terms of whatever I even think of. Forget about saying it. But as I grew up, I understood something that they are really beautiful people individually. But when they come together, that was not the kind of what do you say? That was not the kind of
Relationship you're
relationship
looking for.
I would want to create a role model as.
Okay.
सो तब मुझे रियलाइज हुआ यार अगर ये मैस है तो ठीक है, होता है, बहुत घरों में होता है, बट मेरे लिए ऐसा था कि व्हाट कुड आई डू टू फाइंड आउट और क्रिएट माय रिलेशनशिप बेटर. बट that meaning stayed, which was when you wake up every day with those fights or some misunderstandings, तो यार दिमाग में आया कि अगर रिलेशनशिप ऐसा दिखता है तो चाहिए ही क्यों.
अरे बाप रे.
छोड़ो यार, नहीं चाहिए रिलेशनशिप. बट डीप डाउन यू हैव दिस that there's a person within you who wants to give that love, who wants to have that your time with someone, who wants to share things.
Connection ek jo.
Exactly. You want to build big things and you just want to find that one person whom you can trust and you can share everything and they are helping you do that. So I also went on that journey to do that. The first encounter which happened, and I really liked this girl, and I gathered my courage, everything, और मैं उसको जाके I confessed my feelings. That
When was this? Which
I think I was.
How old were you?
I think I was 14, 15 max.
Okay.
Or I don't even remember. I still remember it was 10th standard or 11th standard.
Did you have that Pehla Nasha song going into your head?
I don't know. At that point in time, I was not even thinking about all that.
Oh,
but-
man, I'm trying to like get you into more Hollywood and Bollywood, you know, like having
Oh,
that.
Yeah, I am into Bollywood. I like certain things, but पता नहीं वो टाइम पे ना एक डर था कि मेरे को ये गलत रिलेशनशिप में नहीं जाना है. So I found someone whom I thought that we both can be a good match. हम अच्छा होगा. It's not that I only love her for who she is, but I knew that I could be a good match to her. And then I went on and I confessed my feelings, and she gave me a beautiful answer, which the moment I heard that, I fall for her even more after that. She said that, you know what, this is a very naive age. तो इस टाइम पे ना हम सबसे ज्यादा करियर पे ध्यान देते हैं, आगे देखते क्या होता है.
Beautiful. Actually, a beautiful.
Exactly. And और मैं अंदर से इतना खुश. What a woman I've chosen for myself. Wow. And then after 2 years, I got to know that she was dating someone else from last 3 years. So, with all due respect, she is still a beautiful girl. She did not wanted to lose a friendship.
Correct.
That's why. But that was the second incident which happened in my life. Right? If relationship looks like this,
Right.
क्यों ही करना है relationship?
Understood.
And अब होता ना आपके set of beliefs बनते जाते हैं. This was the second set of belief. And now with this stack of belief, like this is subconscious. This is, I'm not even aware of it that this is something like this happening. And then you start to correlate. यार इसके साथ भी वैसा हो रहा है, उसके साथ भी वैसा हो रहा है, ऐसे ही चल रहा है. I think अब मुझे भी ट्रेंड के साथ आगे चलना चाहिए. There is no good or love kind of thing. It's all mutual needs and everything. That's it.
Okay.
And उस perspective से I ended up choosing all worst relationships in my life.
Okay. Now, when you talk about all your worst relationships, right? Give me a worst one ever that you have gone across.
It did not even last.
Your wife is sitting right in front of you right now. So
She
whatever
knows it.
you say.
Oh, I'm going to tell you this. If you there's a story behind that. When
Okay.
right time comes, I'm going to share that.
Okay.
And she knows everything. So at that relationship did not even last for more than 7 hours.
Okay.
That was the worst relationship I ever had.
Like what, she beat you up within the first
No. It was like I got scared by her presence.
Please elaborate. I need to know that. Like, how can a girl scare you within the first 7 hours in the relationship?
We were having conversations
Okay.
over the chat, and the relationship was not there.
Ah.
Okay, it was getting to know each other. I was staying in Delhi, she was staying in Mumbai, and we planned our first meet.
Okay.
And before that, she confessed that, I really like you as a person. I said, we've not even met yet.
Correct.
And I am talking with this person from a while, from quite a few months, not months, it was quite a few weeks. And I said, okay, I am single right now. And she's willingly saying that I really like you. I said, I can go in a relationship. तब इतना दिमाग भी नहीं लगाते थे. And then we met. और हम पहले रात को मिले. I think it was hardly 15-20 minutes of meeting. And then we planned कि चल next morning हम कहीं movie देखने आते. And the moment I was sitting in rickshaw, she literally pounced on me. And I was scared.
Like you're talking about pounds on you physically.
Yeah, physically.
Okay.
And rickshaw is all open.
Right. So that made you uncomfortable?
That made me very uncomfortable. I've never I've never experienced something like that coming from a girl, and I'm meeting you for the second time. First meeting was not even more than 15-20 minutes.
Correct.
And I still remember, while all this is happening, I removed my phone. I edited my brother's name, Deepak's name, as dad, saved it, and I texted him, "Mujhe call kar." And he called me in 15 minutes. And Papa, कहाँ पे तू? मतलब I created that conversation. I said, क्यों? तू अंधेरी लोखंड वाला में? मतलब पापा आपको कैसे पता चला? And I had to literally leave that rickshaw and said, I'll meet you later. And I did not even call her again.
I'm surprised. So there is guys who would actually want a girl to pounce on them. Now you are running away from it, but this is what guys would want.
So you are absolutely right. So if that guy is looking for something like that, that means he's not looking for a relationship. So I was looking for a relationship. Something like that happened. It got me going back. For example, it might be also a girl going through that. So if a guy is doing something like that, means he's not even looking for a relationship. He's just looking for that physical need which he has. And if a girl is doing that, that means she is looking for that. So the intention of a relationship, it will be a relationship, but it's not going to be a connect where emotional, intellectual, spiritual bond is there.
The soul connect will not be there. It will be more of a physical intimacy at that point of time.
100%.
Cool. So that is okay though, right? If somebody's want that, it's not that that is something wrong.
That person. I was not ready for that. I did not judge that person.
Because many people could be at that point of time. That is what I want, right? So that's completely okay.
And I'm telling you, the way I reacted over that, I was also wrong in my place. At that point in time, I did not have that kind of maturity to deal it that way.
So how did you get out of that situation?
I literally jumped out of the rickshaw. I created a panic situation that my dad called. He's seen me, this, that, and I just ran out of the rickshaw. And I got another one and I went home. And throughout this, I was literally shocked. So I've not come across something like that before. Yeah, there might be a situation where obviously when you are in a relationship, it's a part of all that. But initially, I was not looking for something like that. And I understand this. And I always say this, there is no bad girl, there is no bad guy. It's just a mismatch.
Agreed.
So, and the faster you accept this, the sooner you will understand who's your match. Because you're not going to sit, moan, binge, scream about it कि उस लड़के ने या उस लड़की ने मेरा फायदा उठाया, एडवांटेज उठाया. आप सिर्फ ये समझ लो कि वो मिसमैच था. अब अपने आप को समझो. You have your own clarity. You know yourself who you are as a person, and then choose accordingly. Because this happens with a lot of people. They want to give something, but the other person doesn't want to receive that.
Understood. So, Iskandar, if I have to ask you, right? So now you have said that it's a mismatch situation and all. Now we're talking about our early ages, like we're talking about somewhere in 20, 25, 23, right? Now, how important it is for someone to have a relationship at early age?
So it is very subjective. Depends completely. 24, 25 is a very good age to have a relationship in terms of a concrete relationship where you're looking forward to spend your entire life with someone. But if you are financially that ready, then it's good. Because if you are financially not ready at that point in time, you might have made a lot of promises, but now you have empty pockets to even fulfill them. So how it is not going to be justified. So it is completely subjective. If you are financially good and you know you can take care of someone as a man, great. As a woman as well, if you know that you are ready for the relationship, you're not going to feel that you're dependent completely on him, then it is good time to start the relationship, because there is a biological thing as well. These days women get their menses, a girl gets her menses in a very early age. Before it was 13, 14. These days they are even getting it 9 or 10 years of age. So they are getting their menses faster. Every menses, the quality of the egg deteriorates, or the volume of the egg deteriorates. Now, if it is happening earlier, and if a woman is getting married or in a relationship later, and after that if she plans her motherhood, then it is going to be a lot of complications for her.
Okay.
And that is why a lot of people are moving towards IVF.
Okay. Now, let me push it a little bit more back. I think we moved a little bit further. Okay. So again, we are starting here at a starting point where relationship is important or not. Okay. So it's subjective to what you have said. I
Absolutely.
got that point. Let me ask you this particular question. Okay. Let's round it up to the teenage, like the early 20s, or maybe 21 to 25. Is career more important or relationship more important?
Career. At that point in time, career is very, very, very important.
So if you have to, do you need to be in a relationship to get a better career?
No, not necessary. I mean, obviously, it is not necessary at all. If you are in a good relationship, and at that point in time, you also have to understand, is your partner supportive of what you're doing? If he is not, then your career will also going to be a mess. But if you are very focused, laser sharp, clear that, okay, this is the career I want to choose, and you start doing that, over a period of time, you'll understand that you start making good decisions. Your confidence increases. And that will reflect in other areas of your life as well when you want to choose a partner as well.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay. So at this point of time, it's okay for you not to have a relationship while you focus on career.
100%.
Can this come between there? Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. I'll tell you something which happened with me as well, and I'm sure a lot of people are facing something like that. So these days, what happens is, if you're not in a relationship, you're considered that kuch to gadbad hai. And there's a lot of peer pressure. Because of that particular age, we tend to go in a relationship. We want to go in a relationship. We want to experience that. And that is the time we end up making certain wrong decisions of ourselves. And it's okay completely. Mistakes तो हर कोई करता है, right? जरूरी थोड़ी है कि आप बिना मिस्टेक किए हर जगह पहुंच जाओगे, नहीं होगा. बट आपको ये समझना है कि ये आपकी लाइफ का फोकस हटा रहा है क्या. अगर वो फोकस हटा रहा है तो इट्स ओके टू कट ऑफ दैट रिलेशनशिप. कुछ क्योंकि उस समय ये लगता है कि मुझे इससे बेहतर बंदा या बंदी नहीं मिलेगी.
नहीं, वो वैसा होगा ना कि आई कैन नॉट लिव without that person.
You said a very beautiful thing before that, right? There happens something जब आपको लगता है कि यार I cannot live without this person, and you would want to kill the same person once you get married to that person.
I can get that. We'll get to this a little on. Okay, what do you call rushing into relationship?
Predominantly, there are 3 attachment styles. Actually, there are 4, but I'll tell you the most of the people who they are. The first one is anxious attachment style. Second is avoidant attachment style, and third is secured attachment style. And fourth is anxious plus avoidant, which is disorganized attachment style. And I'll tell you the ratio of this. Secure people are 50% of the audience. 50% of the people on this planet are secured people. And I'm not saying that, it's a study which is done. Right? 20 to 30% people are anxious, and 10 to 20% people are avoidant, and only 5% people are disorganized. So when you choose your relationship, there's a lot of things which has happened in the childhood. Because of that, you choose your relationships. Okay? Maybe that love which you wanted at that point in time was not given to you, and now you are craving for that, and you ended up being in a relationship just because you want to feel that love, not not because you want to create a partnership or you want to build something beautiful on that. It is that craving, and it especially happens at that point in time because there are a lot of hormonal shifts as you are in your teenage, not teenage, as you are coming towards
The
your
early
20s.
20s,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. As you are coming towards the early 20s, there's a lot of physical needs which erupts, and now the peer pressure. Oh, you have a girlfriend. Oh, you have a boyfriend. Oh, I'm single. What the hell? It's like there was a time with people that, oh, you don't have a mobile phone. So it was a FOMO. At this point of time, this was also being a FOMO. Oh, you don't have a.
So this is all comes into the anxious.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
100%. Anxious
Okay.
as well.
Okay. How about the other?
So it's not specifically about anxious only. So anxious personality is they want to crave love. And there's another one which is called avoidant personality.
Okay.
So even they want to make connections, but they are not emotionally there. They have the fear of emotional attachment. And this happens where where an anxious one automatically attracts an avoidant one because
Wow,
they
okay.
unknowingly pull each other's triggers. She wants that closeness,
Yeah.
he wants that space,
Okay.
and they pull each other. So a lot of people think that opposites attract.
Correct.
What do you believe? Do you believe?
I would say so in my relationship. So Bhakti, if she's north, I'm south.
Oh, super.
Okay. Although there are very situations where both of us have similar thought processes. We like the same movies, we like the same food, right? But her method is more aggressive, and my method is more passive, right? So if there is a situation where there is aggression is needed, she is the one who goes ahead. When there is a situation, there's a passiveness needed, I'm the one who
Wow,
goes ahead.
super.
So we're still separate.
Brilliant.
technically.
Now, when I say this, when I ask you this, so that means opposites attract.
Correct.
And I have this thing, and I'm going to tell you how exactly it goes towards.
Okay.
So opposites attract, which a lot of people feel attracted towards,
Okay.
but they cannot stay together until they work on it.
Agreed.
So a lot of people get attached and infatuated. Arey, yaar, he's so different from me, or she's so different from me, and they go into that relationship. But over a period of time, they're just not able to stand by each other because they've not worked upon that relationship. Exactly like this happens in terms of anxious and avoidant. I'm not saying that's not a good combination. If they're consciously working on becoming a secured one, they'll create an amazing relationship. I was a classic avoidant. If a guy like me can become a secured person, anybody on this planet can do that.
Wow. So when did you realize, okay, this is it, enough, I have to change? When did you change your thought process from being the avoidance one to being the secured one that you're now?
So, as I said, the childhood journey of me being in a relationship and then thinking that agar relationship ऐसा होता तो नहीं चाहिए relationship. That took me to a spree of a lot of relationships. I'm not so proud of that, but I ended up being there. I did not even have that in my bucket list. मेरा बचपन में सपना नहीं था कि मुझे इतने सारे relationships चाहिए. But it ended up happening. And you know, there's a point in your life where you take a pause. Like there's a lot of noise, chaos, everything. But you're like, bro, I want to hold. And that pause led me to think about this. Why the hell did I come here? How the hell did I end up coming here when I did not create emotional connections with people? Which deep down I wanted to do that. And that's where I decided I really want to work on myself. In terms of first having that clarity, raising that confidence that whatever I'm thinking is not very high, or it's not something which is, it just, what do you say? There are certain denominations for that. That I'm just asking for too much. I just wanted to realize that no, it's bare minimum, and I can, and I wanted to work
It's
on
like setting healthy boundaries.
Oh, 100%.
Right. Okay.
So I will come to that later. And third one was I really wanted to work on my communications in terms of creating connections, because I was very good at starting connections, but I was not good at continuing that.
Maintaining them.
Exactly. So that's where I understood that I want to work on these three factors. And one of the biggest mistake initially I did it, I tried to do everything by myself.
Okay.
And that took me a lot of time and disappointments.
Okay.
And over a period of time, I understood I'm not a person who can watch and analyze things. I wanted hand-holding, I wanted guidance, and that's why I took a guidance, and things changed completely after that.
If I have to ask you, that there are so many self-help books, there are so many self-help videos out there are so many coaches like yourself out there, right? If I have to take the first 3 steps to get into a relationship now, what would that be?
Aha, superb. So if you really want to get into a relationship, first thing, it should not be out of desperation. Because just because I don't have anyone, my biological clock is ticking, and what if this happens, what if that happens? I don't want to die alone.
You are ending up dying alone, nevertheless.
Yeah, you will end up dying
right?
alone, but I don't want to. And I don't want to die alone in terms of I don't want to stay alone and die alone.
You know what, that this just reminded me of something. Oh, Bahubali में पता है end में वो Bahubali 2 के अंदर where that guy is killing the main villain.
हाँ.
He's like चलो चलो साथ में मर जाते हैं. That's the situation. It's not going to happen that way.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
absolutely.
it's gonna be like, has to be alone
But
nevertheless.
it should not be coming out of the fear that I've not even been in relationship and I don't want to die like that. So the first step is clarity. Until unless you are clear that what is the kind of relationship you want to create, you cannot step into a relationship. Second, how are you confident enough that you are clear upon what you really want, and now you are clear about what is something you want to give in the relationship? A lot of people are clear with what do they want from the relationship or what do they want from the partner. But are you clear enough that what do you really want to give in the relationship? Because that's where the match will happen. You'll understand that the other person is willing to receive that. And third, and the most important thing, your communication. That's the bridge of any relationship, not only romantic, but all the relationships on this planet.
Beautiful.
How are you communicating? And when I say communication, it means what is your love language? When you understand that, you have the capacity to understand the other person's love language. And that's the most important 3 pillars of any any relationship. That clarity, that confidence, and that communication. If these three things are there, you will manifest the best relationships on this planet.
Very nice. Have you manifested your relationship?
Oh yes, beautifully.
What is your thought process for relationship right now in terms of manifestation?
I have a different perspective towards manifestation. I believe manifestation is clarity. The more clear you are, you will be able to attract those things in your life. We all say that law of attraction. And I believe in law of attraction, but law of attraction also ends with action. If you do not take action, how are things going to happen for you? And we all say it's artificial intelligence, right? This is the era of artificial intelligence and we are getting driven towards that. But I'll tell you something, I believe in different set of AI, which is action with intention. You have those intentions and your actions in alignment, you will be able to manifest that beautiful relationship. And at times, don't hesitate to ask for help. Ask for help.
Why do you think people hesitate to ask for help? I mean, you feel that they must be embarrassed or something, or they're just not sure about what the log kya kahenge part.
I'll tell you something. Thank you so much for putting this across. Now, I'll take you a bit back so that I can make you understand this. The first thing, as we grow up, we always had guidance of what are things we should do.
Correct.
Our parents guided us. आप ये subject लो, आप ये school जाओ. हमारे पास तो option ही नहीं था. Parents sent to that school. And then later on, we understood there are 3 streams: commerce, science, arts. As per our marks, we got into that. या हमने किसी की help ली. कोई हमसे बड़ा था जो already कुछ achieve कर चुका है life में, तो हमने उनकी help ली. And it was career counseling. Career counseling हुआ. At that age, हमने धीरे धीरे हमने career shape करना शुरू किया. And we started having mentors in our life. That ये ladder growth मेरे को इस व्यक्ति की तरह चाहिए. तो ये जो कर रहा है मैं वो follow करूँगा.
Like a role model.
Like a role model, absolutely. And then over a period of time, when you got busy with all that and you wanted to take care of your health, now you have health coaches as well. Now, these are certain very, very important decisions of your life, or I'll say these are very, very important areas of your life. Career is a very important area of your life. Health is a very important area of your life. Now, after that age, after 24, 25, your career is moving, your health is taken care. You started understanding who you are and what are you consuming. Started being more conscious about your health. That is the time. Now you want to make the most important decision of your life is choosing your life partner. And there is no guideline for that.
Agreed.
There are only two ways you do that. One, you either talk to your parents about it, and the dynamics of how your parents got married and how marriages are happening today is completely different.
Absolutely. They must have not even seen each other before
Exactly.
they got married.
They might have seen each other on the first day, which was the marriage day.
Haan.
There is second set of people, which is your friends. They might not have that great relationships.
Correct.
Then whom do you even go and ask? Whom do you even have a conversation? I was facing the exact same situation where I used to go and ask my friends, bro, how do you decide in 3 to 4 meetings that you're going to spend your entire life with that person? Because I've seen there is no guarantee. Someone who dated for 7 years, broke up, got married to someone else, and he's happily ever after. Someone who dated someone for 7, 8 years, or 9 years, or 6 months, got married and got divorced after 12 years. How will you be so sure about it? And I did not have any answers. And that's where I started understanding this is one of the most important decisions of our life. And it's not only me or someone who is saying that. I've heard maximum billionaires, and they say this: choosing a life partner is going to be one of the most important decisions of your life, which will help you pivot. Either you are growing up or you are rattling down.
There's one thing I'll tell you that I learned from it is that your life partner can either make you or break you.
100%.
That's how it has to be.
100%.
I
Now
completely agree.
imagine, Kabir,
Huh.
your life partner can make you or break you. Such an important decision of your life, and you're just not able to have any guidance of how should I even go and choose.
What's the right time to get a guidance? After it has been done or before you're trying to get it?
Before, because I've worked with both, so
Okay.
I understood. So initially, I
Which
worked
one
with-
was the easiest to work with?
not easiest, but I'll tell you pros and cons for both. Someone who's already in a relationship, when they came to me, they gave me a beautiful dialogue. Rohit, according to you, I should work on the relationship. I should work on myself, and I'm going to do that. And I'm willingly accepting that, and I'm going to do that. But what's the guarantee my spouse will change?
Very good question.
And there's no guarantee. I said either you might change the spouse
Huh.
once you realize that you're not a match,
Match,
or you might understand that there are certain limitations in me. I can have a better communication, but the entire onus was on someone else. Like, I don't want to go there. What if I come a step back? What if I can help people where they can make a very conscious choice about what is the kind of relationship they want to build, and then choose their partner? Because I'll tell you something. A lot of people think that the partner is the missing map. But I'll tell you something. Relationship is the map, and that partner is that missing piece. Once you understand that this is the kind of relationship I want to create, this is the kind of life I want to create, that person automatically starts falling into that map. When you have that clarity, that person starts falling into that map.
Beautifully said. I completely appreciate what you just said, because that is true. A lot of people think that if I don't have a relationship, I have nothing in life, which is not true. Now, this brings me to a question where, a person has been dating for a really long time, right? Dating phase is almost the most beautiful phase. The reason is maybe you might end up spending 2 hours, 3 hours a day with them. At the end, you're going home. The guy is going home, the girl is going home. लड़का तौलिया कहाँ फेंक रहा है उसको पता नहीं है. लड़की के जो tantrums है वो उसको पता नहीं है. Till the time they start living together is where I'll kill you part comes in, right? So how do you make sure that the transition period from dating to becoming the first marriage, the honeymoon period, how do you maintain the same thing which goes on from here to there? Because now you're starting to getting used to the people, the person, uski habits, uske ways, uski snoring, uski farting. So how do you maintain that?
I have a very different perspective towards this, which is when you understand certain people. For example, as you said, the honeymoon phase, right? Ab wo honeymoon phase, everybody on this planet, even you being in a relationship, the way you were on day one with Bhakti, are you exactly the same?
Hell yeah, bro. I think so. Am I? I don't know.
A lot of things shift.
A lot of things does change. Of course,
A
the
lot of things
responsibilities
change.
come in and all, but
Your
I'm still the same
approach.
guy. You don't bring my relationship
No.
into this. Excuse me?
I'm just giving an example. I'm just giving an example. I'll tell you something. When you started, obviously you both will pretend to be the best version of yourself.
Of course.
Right? You both want to do that. Because you both want to show the best things about you.
Of course.
So that now you get more attracted to each other and you want to spend more time. And it's all your effort, what you're putting in that relationship for that person.
Correct.
But over a period of time, when people stop working on relationships, तब ये होता है. We start taking for granted.
Granted. Agree.
Now, for example, any career you choose in, if you want to grow, do you put in that time, effort, money to grow that career?
I mean, it doesn't seem like we have a choice, right? We have to.
We have to. Exactly the same way relationships are. Over a period of time, you'll have to make even more efforts. Because now you're going to be with someone who is, it's not change, it's evolution which is happening between two individuals. And I always say this, and me and my wife, we both believe in this. A lot of people are feeling that I want to be in a relationship because I want to complete myself. I am half, the other person will be half, and we both will complete
I
each other.
agree. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thought process for most of the people.
But that's the worst thought process. Because if you are half, that means you are now going to be okay with someone who is half and take that along with you. Rather, focus on becoming that full person and attract someone who is that full. Because when it comes to relationship, it's not half and half become one. It's three things.
Okay.
It's you as an individual, the other person as an individual, and you both in relationship.
Correct.
So it's three things which are going to grow. And it's not change, it's evolution which happens. You will change. You will never remain the same which you were yesterday. But how okay are you to accept that person and not with the idea of what he was or who she was when I met her? Because that means now you're growing towards future, but you're stuck with the past. And that's why you're not able to move ahead.
Correct. Correct. Very well said. Because many people, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, right? So I think many people are not in love with that person. Many people are in love with the looks of that person.
Many people are in love with the potential of that person.
But potential would eventually stay the same or become better, but looks change, right? I mean, the person, when you start growing older, naturally things start changing a little bit. So you feel that that could be one of the reasons as well that a lot of marriages start breaking apart in the first 5 to 10 years.
It
of the
depends from
relationship?
age.
Okay.
So initially, if you see in your 20s, that will be the highest factor. But when you grow to your 30s, that is not the highest factor. In fact, there are 4 levels of attraction. The first one is physical attraction.
Correct.
Now, physical attraction doesn't mean your looks, your body. It's the energy, your personality. How are you portraying yourself? What are the efforts you're making before meeting that person?
Correct.
Everything. So that comes to physical attraction. Second is status. Status, if I say, what have you done in your career? How's your perspective? How's your mind towards what is the kind of life you want to build? Third is emotional attraction.
Okay.
That what are the deep conversations you're having with that person? What is the tough times that person is going through and how he was able to come out of it? And the fourth one is logical attraction, which is called intellectual attraction. So a lot of people either miss on something. As per your age, for example, if you're in that age of 40, that physical attraction might be a bit less in terms of looks. It might be more in terms of personality. It might be more in terms of how this person puts across himself. But these three are very, very important, which is your status, your emotional attraction, and your logical attraction.
Okay.
If any one of this is missed, you will see that relationship will backfire.
Can this be solved through communication?
100%.
So what are the ways of doing that?
I take people through a journey, which is I have a particular journey which is called Mind Your Love.
Mind your love, okay?
So I always believe in this fact, which is it cannot be only emotional, it cannot be only logical, it has to be a blend of both. A lot of people do this unknowingly, where, for example, in the past relationship, they might have just entered very emotionally and it did not work. Now, when they step out of the relationship, they say, I'm not going to use my emotions at all. And they shut their emotions and they just go logical.
Logically.
That will also backfire. And vice versa. If someone just went logical, seeing the attributes, this, that, there was no emotional connection and the relationship did not work. And now they're shutting all their emotions and just going logical. Sorry, they're shutting all their
All
logic,
the logic and then going
and just going emotional.
That will end up hurting them.
Also backfire. Because this is one of the most important decision of your life when you take this, and it has to be a blend of both your mind plus your heart.
And how do you balance both?
Oh, so there's a journey when you go through it. These three are the most important factors, which is your clarity, or what is the kind of relationship you want to create, and what do you want to give in the relationship. Second is confidence. Third is communication. And a lot of people come and ask me, how do I even attract a good partner? But I'll tell you something. Attracting a person is not the biggest thing. A lot of people think that that's the biggest thing. But attracting and then keeping and growing that relationship is one of the most important things. Because there will be times where you were able to attract good people in your life, but you're not able to keep and grow that relationship.
Correct. I'm loving the conversation so far. How about the fact that, we are into this communication and the habits, the honeymoon period, right? Let's get deep a little bit into the relationship. Some of the conscious habits that could possibly we can change and doesn't need to break the marriage, but yet it happens. Small things.
I'll tell you something. A lot of people are very excited about wedding. But let me tell you this. Wedding finishes, marriage starts.
Wedding finishes, marriage starts.
Exactly.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing.
No. So people are excited. Why are people not excited for marriage? Because it's a lifelong work, right? And as you say, conscious habits, one of the most important things.
Are you trying to tell me that leaving biryani, dal chawal for the rest of your life, is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely. Because can you consume biryani every day?
Not possible.
Exactly. But can you consume dal chawal every day?
Absolutely.
That's how. So you want to sustain, or you just want to have fun and not even think about longevity. So when you talk about conscious habits, one of the most amazing things about that is, जैसे over a period of time when the honeymoon phase ends, that's where like the honeymoon starts, where we are trying to impress each other, we are trying to create a lot of efforts. मैंने तुझे 2 चीज लाने कही तो तुम 4 लेके आओगे, मैं तुमने एक काम दिया तो तुम बार बार पूछोगे अरे कुछ और है क्या, कुछ और है क्या. From that it turns out to be सब मैं ही करूँ क्या.
ये भी काम मैं करूँ.
Yeah, can you not do that? So over a period of time we assume that ये तो उसको पता होना चाहिए था, वो उसको पता होना चाहिए था. और जो habits है ना, we react a lot upon that. So there are certain things which you do which sets your behavior. So we start taking people and we start associating those incidents as their identities. कि ये ऐसी ही है, ये ऐसा ही है. And we get stuck upon that. And that is why we are, at times, either we speak to him that in that tonality. For example, अगर जैसे मेरी habit है, the moment I come home, I'll just go into the kitchen, have water, and then go anywhere else. So that's my habit. But for someone else, it might not be the same habit. They might sit, ask for water. For example, अब बहुत बार ऐसा होता है, I tend to forget things because there are a million things in my head. I'm not giving an excuse, but I forget things. My wife has asked me to get something, or my mom has called me and asked me to get something, and I've forgotten that. And the moment I come home, if my wife is scolding me, okay, I asked you to do one thing and you were just not able to do that. आपको कुछ याद नहीं रहता है जो मैं कहती हूँ, आपका मेरे पे ध्यान ही नहीं है. You see the series of act happening. It was just one thing which I forgot. You could have just addressed and told me that it was very important for me. Next time, make sure what do I need to do so that you don't forget. And at times, a lot of men also have this problem. I told you not to tell me this, or I told you to inform me about everything, which you did not. How could you do that? Why did you do that? ऐसा कैसे हुआ? अब now you end up creating an identity of that person because of certain incidences, and you say yes I, which is not allowing that person to shift or improve, which is not allowing you to look better in that person as well. So, and the one of the best things about marriage is you are going to grow with that person. Trust, one of the most important thing. Forgiveness, people don't forgive their
Exactly.
loved ones especially, and people have a habit, either they forgive or they forget, they don't do both.
Why is forgiveness so important?
Superb. I make my clients do something about this on it. Forgiving is important. Why? Just because it's like you holding something, and if it is not helping you, and if it is painful, and you're still holding it, that means now you're going to be more reactive, and now you're going to ask people to be okay with the pain you are having, and you are going to you're going to expect from people that they should understand, which they won't. And as you are keeping on and holding on to it, is it helping you? If it's not, that means you're holding that pain. I'll just ask them to do one thing. And if we have this bottle of water, right? For the next 1 minute, I'm asking you to hold this bottle,
Correct.
right? And please, I'm asking you to hold this bottle, and please make sure your hand is straight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Acha, that's fine.
yeah. Your hand is straight, and make sure you hold this bottle. Now let's have a conversation as we are speaking. Okay. So
Like this.
yeah, like this. Let's have a conversation. Like now we were talking about forgiving and forgetting, right? So one of the most important element about that is when the more you hold, the more it becomes painful.
Yeah.
Is it becoming painful?
Of course, it's becoming heavier.
Yeah, but that's fine. Let it be there.
No, I don't want to be there. I don't want it to be there.
It's becoming heavier.
Right.
Thank you so much for saying that. Initially, the weight was not that much.
Correct.
Just because you kept on holding to that, over a period of time, it became heavier. Now, the moment you release that, that means you've forgiven and you've let it go.
Yeah, now it starts to feel like.
Exactly. But a lot of people are subconsciously, and this happens very subconsciously, Kabir, that a lot of people are subconsciously addicted to pain, and they don't even realize that they are.
Okay, so the forgiveness is one of the most important keys you can have.
It is the most important element in a marriage when you want to take it to another level, because your partner will make mistakes, even you are making mistakes.
Correct.
You cannot sit and moan, whinge, crib about it. How are you moving ahead and seeing that how can this relationship be better? Can I give you an example how a marriage is being looked at these days and why they are failing, and how it should be looked so that they can be successful? So these days, a game of boxing, there's a boxing ring. A lot of people in the marriage play that game where they're trying to win over each other. One person will win, but the relationships will be lost.
Agree.
If you really want to play the game of marriage, it has to be lawn tennis doubles, where you two are defeating the entire world. And at times, your partner will miss the ball. That's not the time you hit him in the back and say, hey, where was your attention? Dhyan kahan tha tera? That is the time you understand, how can I build that sync again?
Okay.
Because if you have that sync, you two can rule the world.
Correct. But that's the thing, na? In life, what happens is that most of the time we are so worried about and we're arguing about petty things. Right? We're consistently, like you earlier, very rightly you said that, ये तुमने क्यों किया? कैसे भूल गए? I cannot believe you did this. Right? So what can a person do to ensure that these petty things are looked over? What are the ways of it?
There are a lot of ways of it, but one of the things has to be consciously doing that. Now, and if you are very hard on other person, that means it's a reflection of you are also hard on yourself, and that's why you're doing that to someone else. So there are few ways to it in terms of कि आप उस questions को ही change कर दो. एक होता है questions which are empowering and एक होता है questions which are disempowering. जो कहीं लेके नहीं जाने वाले वो क्वेश्चंस. फॉर एग्जांपल व्हेन पीपल आस्क मी, यार मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हुआ, व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड दैट. यू कैन गिव एनी रीजन जस्टिफाई, मतलब वहां पे बाढ़ आई थी शायद इसलिए हुआ. There is no connection to it. मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हुआ? That's the worst question to ask. The better question is, what can I do about it? For example, if I have an argument with my wife, or my wife is having an argument with me, at that point in time, rather than asking and taking that argument to another level, can I consciously understand what is the problem or what is the challenge is there, and how can we both overcome this challenge? The entire focus goes to how did you speak to me, what's your tonality, why did you drag my family into this. Obviously all those comes, but we forget the main challenge. So being more conscious about how exactly you're using your words. Don't put people in certain labels. This is how you are, this is who you are. And third, I mean, be more okay to listen rather than just hear and answer back. People want to do that in a very frequent manner. The moment you're speaking something, my answers are ready.
Heredity, yeah. What is the difference between listening and hearing in a relationship?
Oh, so listening is trying to understand what the other person is speaking, what is that person expressing, and hearing is you're hearing so that you can answer it.
You don't know what he's saying or she's saying. Just you want to say your thing.
Hearing happen more upon assumptions. You're assuming that this is what the answer this person is looking for, rather than actually listening to them and understanding that, okay, what is the expression which the other person is trying to emote.
Cool. As a coach, what do you train to have a better relationship?
The deepest factors of certain things in our life is our areas of life. So there are certain predominant areas of our life which helps us build our life. So first, understanding how strong are these foundations of these areas, and before that, understanding who you are as a person. Until unless you don't know yourself, you won't be able to put that honest, authentic self to someone, because you'll always be pretentious, thinking about what can I mask up so the other person thinks that I'm worthy enough to be with, and then you're not able to carry that mask for a long period of time, and then you have that disconnection.
So being fake at the beginning can cost you later.
100%.
Like you don't enjoy a sushi and then later you have to have it for the rest of your life.
I had my own times where I did that, and that's what I regretted.
Okay.
I like, initial the relationship was going really well because I was trying to put the best things which I was not even that person. But over a period of time, when my authentic self came out, the other person did not like me.
Okay. You're being a coach to women. Why do you feel that so many women attract emotionally unavailable men in their life? I mean, because I've seen the maximum women who are at a very good level. They must be doing great in their careers. They must have great attitude, great physics. They must look good. They're like the worst men in their life.
So I'll be very honest, and a lot of women won't like what I'm saying, but that's the honest truth. A lot of women these days are attracting emotionally unavailable men because they themselves are not available for their own emotions. And that is why someone who gives something in terms of masking up and saying that, yes, I am that person, they buy that. And over a period of time, the guy unmasks and actually shows the real thing. Because I said it in the beginning as well, that half and half doesn't become full.
Correct.
If you yourself are not regulating your own emotions, you might be very successful in your life in terms of logic, in terms of things you're doing. But that emotional regulation, if you're avoiding, you will tend to attract people who are emotionally unavailable because you are wanting to fill that gap from someone else. When you do that within yourself, you start attracting high value men who are emotionally available, who have certain set of boundaries, who respect other women's boundaries as well.
Okay, fair. So you're trying to say that, is it a possibility that they're into that cycle of attracting that?
Yeah.
And if they do, then how can they break that pattern?
Oh, 100%. They are into that pattern where they end up attracting the same thing again and again, again and again. And I have this thought process, which is, you cannot have new results with old actions. So if you're thinking whatever I'm doing, I'll do exactly the same way and you'll see that new results will happen, it is not going to happen. You need to try something new, which you've not tried before. Maybe you've not tried taking help from someone who's an expert. Maybe you've not tried to be more curious when you are in that dating phase. Maybe you're just evaluating that person. यार ये कैसा है, मतलब ये इसने मुझे ऐसे बोला, इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं था, इसने मुझे ऐसे बोला, या इसकी मम्मी ने इस तरीके से उसको ऐसे बोला और उसने मुझे, they are too much into that evaluation. If he sent me this emoji, what does this mean? If he sent me the bold letter thing, what does it? They're not curious about that person. If you become curious, and by the way, it is happening with both men and women. If you're not curious about meeting a person, that means you'll end up going on interviews. You'll take interviews, logically everything is going to meet. And then you might sign the contract as well. But over a period of time, you'll feel dry in that same relationship. So, being emotionally available for your own self, the journey of knowing yourself is actually going through and regulating those emotions first. So that you don't get triggered, which when you get triggered, you get that more anxious. And when you get more anxious, you tend to attract more avoidant people in your life.
Could this be also a fact where, like you said, that she's thinking emotionally? So usually they say that women are emotionally driven and men are logically driven.
Absolutely.
Correct? So it comes there. Is it still valid for the modern relationship? Because what happens here is that I think nowadays there's so many successful women as well, right? We have all come to the same status, right? It's not that they're above or they're below anymore. They're now competing men on a same level.
In fact,
they surpass as well as
yeah,
definitely.
They've crossed it.
So you feel that still valid in today's world?
This is something which is we've been like this biologically. Men were meant to be providers back age in those times, literally from our primal times. We were the people who were providing, and women were the people who were nurturing. But in today's, and back then, it was not safe. That is why women could not step out of their house. Men had to hunt, come back again. But when you see this today, it is no more needed like that. So, women have fastly adopted that, going outside, being that person. But a lot of men have not accepted that. When they start accepting that they also can be emotional, they can be vulnerable, things will go brilliant in terms of having those kind of relationships. And obviously, women are emotional beings. They go through a lot of emotions. But that is why when they are not able to regulate those emotions, they have become highly reactive rather than being responsive. And the energy of a woman is completely different. The energy of a man is completely different. And I always ask this to my clients as well. So for example, as you are going out, you're working. Imagine that I'm talking to a client and I'm asking her this, that as you're going out and working, and you're working out there for, in terms of your work, traveling, all that include at least 7 to 8 hours out of your house. If you raise your feminine energy to the fullest, what will happen? They say people will ramp me up, right? They will.
Of course.
And that is why this is happening with a lot of women, that when they are outside, their masculine energy is the highest.
Correct.
But when they come back home, they forget to switch it.
That was actually my next question that I was going to ask you. Because women right now are taking care of career, home, they're taking care of their own selves, the babies, right? So what happens here is that they have to be, and it's not that world is slowing down for them. It's not,
No.
right? They're being told to do the exact same thing. Now, some females are very fortunate to have good men like you and I, right? But we're both busy. But I have to ask you this: the females who do not have that support, how can they maintain both the masculine energy and feminine energy together? Because once they come home, they have to remember to turn on their feminine energy. So how can they switch between those two and work at home?
it happens when you're not ignoring the emotions, and at the same time, a lot of women, when they were raised up, they understood that the man of the family, the man of the house, is not taking care of the house. At that point in time, their mother might have had to become the man of the house, and that also continued with them, that I need to be more secured and I need to be more sufficient, and that is why they also tend to become the man of the house. Now, agreed that that point in time the man was not, maybe it was not suitable for that, and they had to take that pedestal, they had to step up on that. But does that mean that every man in this world is going to be like that? So a lot of people generalize. So when you generalize, for example, I asked this to a lot of people, a lot of women especially, how many of you think that all good men are taken? 90% of women say that yes, all good men are taken. And then I take them through something which they look around and they just realize that no, man, it's not that all good men are taken. The ones we are attracting, they are not worth keeping. There are good men out there, but our focus is not there. Our focus is on the past bad experiences which we had. We are not even focused on what good can happen.
Okay, so what do you make them do? Let's bring out some secrets.
Oh, super. Sure, I can do this. Okay,
let's do that.
So if when someone is saying that, you know what, I'm just not, I believe all good men are taken. Either God has stopped manufacturing, either they are turning gays.
I was about to say that. Either they're turning gays.
Either they are turning gays, or they've understood that their path is spirituality. And they've gone to Himalayas. So these are three things, right? Let me take you through an activity which is going to help you decode this.
Okay.
That how do you step out of this zone where you believe that everything is taken? Okay.
Now, but I just want to let you know, I am married to a female.
That's completely
and
fine.
I'm good. So I don't want to attract any guys
I'm not going to hypnotize you on getting attracted to a man. Neither a man is going
I
to
just wanted to make sure you're about to do something with me. So I want to make sure that you know what's there.
Cool.
All right, cool.
It's very normal. Okay. Now, as you're going to watch, someone is going to watch this video, and I'm going to take you through the entire journey. I want that same person to go through this. Okay. Now, I want you to look around in the room and tell me there are how many things which are red in color.
Okay. Cool.
And I want you to count it down.
Okay.
You can tell me how many.
All right. So I found 4.
4. Super. Now, I want you to close your eyes.
All right.
And tell me there are how many things which are green in color.
Okay. I can see 2.
2. Super. Now open your eyes and look around.
Okay.
Are there 2 or more?
No, that's definitely more.
Exactly.
Definitely more.
So there are a lot of good men, but the entire focus is on red. It's not on green. The moment you shift your focus, you'll see the green as well.
Very nice. Okay. So way to do it. Now try these, ladies. Make sure you leave in a comment section how that made you feel. All right. And if you found that good man you're looking for. All right, cool. I really like that. You know, it's a very thing. How did you come up with this? Like what was your way of doing this?
It's like whatever you focus on, you get what you look for. If you're looking for excuses, you'll get that. If you're looking for reasons, you'll get that.
It's something similar to what we call red car theory as well, right?
Yeah, RAS, which we also say that.
Exactly. So
red car theory, reticular activating system, you say everything. It's wherever your focus is, you'll get that. So this is one thing. There are 2 people and both of them want to make money. One person says that it is very easy to make money.
Correct.
Second says it's very difficult. Who is right?
Both.
Exactly. It's the way they look at it. Because someone is looking at possibilities and someone is looking at excuses.
Excuse. It's like saying the glass is half full or they're half empty.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Cool. I really like this. You know, I think I know more of your things, the way you work across your content and coaching. Earlier, before this podcast, you were talking about the tree tool framework, right? Which is very interesting. Can you tell me more about what is tree tool framework?
So I have this concept, which I say that our mind is like a tree, and there are 2 parts to our mind. And a lot of people now know that there's a subconscious mind and there's a conscious mind.
Correct.
Right? So tree has 4 elements. There are a lot of other elements, but I focus on 4.
Main 4 ones.
Yeah. A tree has roots, trunks, branches, and leaves or fruits. We'll keep both in one category. Exactly like that, that's our subconscious mind, which has these roots, which are called patterns. And patterns are very subconscious. Just like these roots are not visible, your patterns are not visible.
Okay.
But your entire existence is there because of your patterns. Second, these patterns turn into a behavior.
Okay. And that is just them.
That's your trunk.
Okay. The trunk.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now, how do you respond and react to certain situations? The patterns, whatever you've adopted, will go towards that. This behavior turns into an attitude of how you want the world to perceive you. And that attitude leads to characteristics. The branches leads to leaves and fruits of how actually the world is perceiving you.
Okay.
So a lot of people want to have a beautiful character, amazing character, and they just go towards the attitude part. They try to fix it, and then they come back again. They fix it, they come back again. They fix it, they come back again. And that's a loop they're stuck in. But if you really want to fix the characteristics of the leaves and fruits, until and unless you don't work on the roots, it is not going to stay permanent.
Okay. But how can one change or shift the pattern of their roots? Because like you said, that's subconscious.
Absolutely.
Right? Technically speaking, when there is a subconscious involved, you don't know that it's happening, but it is happening. So how can you first find this is a pattern? And two, how can you change that pattern?
Superb. So I believe in this. You cannot rectify until you identify, which you rightly said. How do I even rectify that pattern? Right? So there are a lot of ways to do that. I can show you one simple way. And I'm going to ask you this. Okay. And whatever the first thing that comes in your mind, the moment I ask you, I want you to fill in the blank.
Okay.
And I want you to be very prompt.
This is not going to get me in trouble with my wife.
No ways.
Okay. Just making sure.
No. No ways. This is going to help you explore yourself even more better.
Okay, great.
So I'm going to ask you something. The moment I say this, I want you to fill in the blank.
Okay.
Whatever the first thing that comes in your mind, I want you to say that.
Okay.
Okay. So listen to me very carefully.
Wait. All right, go.
Okay. So listen to me very carefully.
All right.
So the moment I ask you this, life is,
Awesome.
people are,
Crazy.
men are,
Cool.
women are.
Amazing.
Superb. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Now, there are 30,000 words in English dictionary. Right? I understood your mindset about what is your perspective towards life. According to you, life is amazing. People are crazy. Men are cool. And women are amazing. And that is how you start attracting those kind of people, because these are the set of beliefs you have on the surface of your mind. Now imagine, and I have asked this question to so many people. Major of the women answer me this: life is either trouble, unpredictable, it's just going on, or they say beautiful. Second, people are not trustworthy, unfaithful, they can take advantage of, cannot trust. Men are dogs, liars, cheaters. And now they end up thinking that why the hell am I attracting those kind of people?
So that's the roots that they have.
Your belief system is
Correct.
just making sure that there is enough confirmation biases of what you think. You think men are cheaters?
You attract more.
100%.
Okay. It's like you keep saying to yourself, why it always happens with me? It's not because it's God hates you or something. It's just your own thought process.
And it's also like, for example, your vocabulary changes. All men are cheaters. So, and I had this conversation with one of the participants I had in a workshop, and I unmuted her, and she said, but all men just want two things. They look for physically good people, or they want money. And I asked her a simple question: how many men did you speak to? How are you so sure that all men want this? And she was taken aback, and she said, I speak to 1,000 men. I said, okay, good. I know she was making it up.
Naturally.
I've spoken to 1,000 men and they want this. So, okay, are there only 1,000 men on this planet? And she was like, no. Right? That's what you want to carry as your belief. And now you'll do everything to make sure that the belief is right.
Now we've found out the root.
Exactly.
Okay. How can one consciously fix that root?
So that's where the element comes of knowing about yourself.
Okay.
And very, very important, whatever you're facing, any challenge in your life where you get stuck, it is because of certain beliefs which have happened in past. Now, I'll give you a simple example. Imagine someone has been through a bad relationship. A woman is been through a bad relationship.
Okay.
Right? Now, they create a very thick wall around them. By the way, not only women, men also do that.
Correct.
Both of them. They create a very thick wall around them. And the irony of life is, this wall is because of certain experience which has happened in the past with the one whom already left. And now, certain new people have to climb this wall. Why will they take so many efforts to do that?
Because they love you, right?
No, but they've also been through something like that. Initial phase, why will they take so many efforts to do that?
Correct.
It has to be a reciprocation from both the sides. If it is not,
But isn't that the thought process that he or she, if they love me, should do that for me?
should, that's the problem. They can do that. Why will they take so many efforts to climb that wall? But now when you realize that this wall of because of certain beliefs which has or certain experiences which has happened in the past, now you can consciously choose to create a door out of that wall. So that you can allow a few people in your life consciously. But now with creating boundaries. If there are no boundaries, and this happens with a lot of people, the moment they see a few people making certain efforts, they literally thrash down that wall and they make it as a playground. That's where people come, play, leave. If you have set of boundaries, and boundaries are one of the most amazing things, even when you are not in the relationship, when you are single, and even when you are in the relationship.
Okay.
Because and a lot of people have a fear of having boundaries.
Correct.
They feel if I have boundaries, people will think that I have a lot of attitude.
That is what I was going to ask you. That because sometimes setting up the boundaries can be like, oh, that's such an attitude of person. His ego, oh my God.
And
like,
that's
what
exactly
does he think of himself?
And
or
that's
herself?
exactly why I want the other person to think. Because people who do not have boundaries, they think like that.
Okay.
People who have boundaries, they will reciprocate with you in that manner and they'll respect you even more for having such, because you know that you will respect them for having their own
boundaries. Very nice. I really like how you have got this boundary set nicely done. But how do one set a healthy boundary and you know it's a healthy boundary? Because we don't know now what's a healthy boundary.
That's what becoming secure as a person is. So when you become that secure person, you have less fear of what people will do for you, and you have more excitement of what I can do for the other person. So there's one thing which is very important, which is the excitement of being in the relationship has to be from both the sides, and the fear of losing each other has to be from both the sides. If it is one way, the other person is going to be always taken for granted.
Understood. Let me ask you this. Make this a bit. Do you work with people who are in relationship as well and make them get a better relationship?
Right now, I am not doing that.
Right now, you're not doing that. Okay,
Previously, I was doing that because at this point of time, I'm focused on something in terms of helping people identify who they really are in terms of so that you can choose a right partner. But I'll tell you this, someone who's already in a relationship and they want to work on themselves, I work with them as well, because there are so many women in my community right now who are married.
Okay.
And they are taking their relationships to another level.
Very nice. What steps are they taking to take their relationship to the next level?
First, identifying what do they really want from the relationship and what are they willing to give in the relationship. You just clarity. I'll come down to these three things again and again. You might hear about these three words throughout in my conversation, which is clarity, having that confidence to have the clarity put across, and being more receptive of love rather than expecting the way you want love. A lot of people have this problem that they want to receive the love as they are giving it.
The expectation is the key word here, I'm guessing.
So it's not expectation. For example, a woman has a love language of receiving love. They want to feel loved as by taking care and attention.
Okay.
But a man is giving love in terms of respect.
Mm.
And they feel that he doesn't love and he doesn't care about me. I don't think he loves me enough. But a man's love language is giving more respect
Mm.
and expecting that. And that's how a man will expect. You love him a lot, you care about him a lot. But if you do not show him respect, his attributes of love will go down to you. He'll not feel
The
love.
connection.
Exactly. So a lot of people have this habit of they want to receive love the way they are giving it,
Mm.
but they don't try to understand the other person's love language.
Mm.
How does he or she wants to give love? The moment you start understanding that, you'll be in abundance of love.
I understood. Let me give you an example and tell me how you would deal with this particular couple. A woman comes to you. She is extremely emotionally driven. The guy is extremely logically driven. They're married. Okay. And she wants attention from him. She wants that love from him. But he doesn't have that kind of thought process. He's extremely logical and she's extremely emotional. How will you help them out?
Over a period of time, when I'm working this with the women, so this happens very subconsciously to them that they expect everything in one man, which is a friend, a healer, a therapist, a coach, a dad, a father, everything in one man, which that man is not even capable of.
इसमें से एक भी मिल जाए तो बहुत है.
Because
Women.
they are no, it's not their mistake, it's not their
Just
fault.
keep looking at each other because I know we're getting looked right now.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's not their fault.
It's okay. Say that.
Yeah, it's
One
not,
more time.
No, I'm saying it's not their fault. It's the way we have been brought up.
Okay.
And as women grew up, they have a lot of emotions which they grow up with, and they have to make sure that there's some way I'm able to express my emotions. And this is the biggest mistake they have. And second, their entire dependence of happiness is on the man, in terms of either the boyfriend or the husband. They might not have their own life where they are experiencing happiness in something else. For example, doing something for someone, contributing to something, making something in terms of their identity, or doing some work which is like a help, a charity, or going somewhere and giving some hours. They're not able to find that. And that is why it becomes a big onus on that man to make sure that the emotions are being regulated. And that's why the biggest conflict happen in terms of communication.
Communication.
The
Understood.
woman is not able to communicate what is the emotion she wants to express out. And a man is like a straight face, poker. The moment a woman will say something, the man will immediately give the logical
Solution.
answer.
Ah.
So that's what we are meant. I'm not
Correct.
saying that men should be accepted the way it is.
Correct.
No. When you are a good listener, you will try to understand that the other person wants to just say or express something. They are not asking for solution. And there's a way to communicate for that as well.
How many men do you think know this concept of listening?
Very few. Oh, there's an incident which happened in my house.
Okay.
And I'll tell you that. So it's been a few months. My father is no more. And so I think this is 7 years back, 6.5, 7 years back. And Akshita, at that point in time, she was a practicing chartered accountant. She was a partner in a firm. And I was also taking care of, also working with someone, and I was a business developer over there. And I was taking care of their business, how to grow their business. And she used to leave home at 11 after cooking the food. She used to come back home at 7. She used to cook the food. Now, that's how she was. And she was handling it really well. And I'm so blessed that she was doing it willingly and she was not forcing us. Yeah. And one day I just reached home, and I used to reach by 9:30. I reached home and I sat on the sofa and I asked Akshita, can I get a glass of water? And she gave it to me and I said, thank you so much. And my dad is looking at me and is saying, इसमें thank you बोलने की क्या जरूरत है? And I said, आप सही बोल रहे हो, गलत नहीं है, पर मेरे थैंक यू बोलने से मेरा क्या चला गया? and he was silent because something happened which was unusual. And he called me that same day at 11:30 from his bedroom and he asked me to come. He said, रोहित आज जो तूने किया ना हमारे साथ हमारे पापा ने कभी किया ही नहीं है. हमको पता ही नहीं था कि ये करना था. तो हमारे लिए ऐसा हो गया कि इससे बोलना क्या है, ठीक है ना, ये तो इनका फर्ज है, कर्तव्य है, बट थैंक यू बोलने से कम क्या हो गया. एंड दैट सेम डे माई डैड सेड थैंक यू टू माई मॉम फॉर सर्टन थिंग्स एंड माई मॉम इमीडिएटली रिएक्टेड, मेरे से कोई गलती हो गई क्या, अब कहाँ तो नहीं मारो.
Hello, eh.
So you see the hard wiring is
Yeah.
that's that way.
हाँ,
So our dads did not knew how to do that, and that is why it is not passed on to us.
correct.
But once I know that my child is going to have that, and I was lucky and blessed enough to have certain kind of parents who were okay to learn from their child. So over a period of time, I'll tell you something. Men who are going to be more egoistic, they are going to live their life lonely. Men who think that they can do it all, they're going to spend their time in as a loner. They won't be able to have great relationships in their
Relationship.
life.
Because they won't have that connection with their own wife at that
Exactly.
old age time.
And men who are just expecting respect and not giving, they are also going to have tough times. Because if you're married to someone, you've not bought them home and you're going to treat them the way you can. If you're not showing respect in a relationship, you do not even have the authority to be in a
Be in
relationship.
a relationship. Okay.
And women are not demanding respect, they deserve it.
Absolutely. I agree to that.
And I'll tell you something, I believe in this as well. A lot of women are trying to compete men, and I feel that they are degrading themselves if they are doing that. They're already above us. Why they're even trying to compete by coming down? So when you are there, you automatically make your man move there.
Move there as well, yeah. If you want to be the queen, you have to get married to a king or make him
100%.
feel like a king as well.
You feel like a queen, a king will
king
come.
will come to you.
So when you ask this question, right? How a woman who is very emotional and a man who is very logical, how can they work on each other? It's like balancing those energies. So being emotional is a very high feminine energy, and being logical is a very high masculine energy. And this is very important for each and every individual to balance these energies. Because a woman, if in the highest feminine, they won't be able to attract the men who are in highest masculine. So if you really want to attract a man, you have to think about the man has to be balanced. The feminine and the masculine has to be balanced. For that, you will also have to balance your masculine and feminine. And that's how you start attracting those kind of people. Because being very high on emotions and being very high on logic is not going to help you. I think I started with that. Being emotional and being logical, one-sided is not going to help. It has to be a balance of both. So
Very nice, very nice. I appreciate you close that with how you can work it out with them. Now you work with mostly female group, correct?
Yes.
How does it make a safe space for them? Because when they're in community together, doesn't it become more where they're supporting each other? Yes, what you did was right. Yes, what you did was wrong. So the trauma and abuse, how does it become a safe space for them to come and talk about it?
When you ask about this, I had this thing in my mind from ages that I would really want to help people have beautiful relationships, meaningful relationships in their life. I really want to help people have meaningful relationships in their life. And as I started working, I've been raised with three most amazing women in my life. My mom, my elder sister, and my elder sister, but younger to the eldest one, middle one. And as I saw them growing up, I understood that this relationship is very, very, very important area of their life. Because they literally have the thing that I'll have to be with someone, I have to create a new family, nurture them. And a lot of women did not knew how a man thinks in terms of sharing that man's perspective. So when I wanted to create this community, it was first allowing those people to have a safe space where they're not being judged. Because a lot of women who are single these days, maybe at the age of they're 30, or they've been divorced once and now they are finding that partner again. and maybe they are at the age of 35, maybe they are at the age of 40 or maybe 45. When they are approaching and they are going out there, they do not have a lot of people whom they can talk about it,
Okay.
because they are alone in that situation, in their whatever, in their surroundings, in their premises. They do not have a lot of people to have an honest and unfiltered conversation about. Now, in this particular way, we have this community built so amazing that the entire community is non-judgmental,
Okay.
whatever space they come from, and people have shared their darkest secrets, their highest wins, and their lowest wins. So now, and everybody's focused towards two things: first, becoming the best version of themselves, and then attracting the right partner.
Mm.
And they're helping each other grow to another level.
Okay.
So now this one group which is not judging you, at the same time, it's like they're thriving you towards what you really want to achieve.
Mm.
And they're very high achievers. Cardiovascular surgeons, neurosurgeons, radiologists, VPs in banks, architects, uh, officers, government officers, directors in government offices as well. So
Okay.
those kind of, they're very high achiever women. So when, and they also want to, and they are very keen on first knowing about themselves, working on themselves.
Mm.
And people have had such amazing breakthroughs in their life.
Very nice. So, wow. So you've got a really powerful community, and
Yes.
women can feel very safe when they
Oh,
come
yeah,
in and they talk about it,
100%.
because the people, they have their masculine energy at high because they've achieved something in their career. So they don't have to worry about career. How will I open up myself here? Can you share a story of a woman who successfully was able to get into a relationship? Of course, you don't have to share a name, but a success story from your community.
100%. So there's a tribe member, and she went through a failure in a relationship, and at a very young age she had to get divorced out of that. And after that, she was trying to look for men, and she was constantly attracting people who were toxic or who were not looking for something in alignment to what she was looking for. That means long-term relationship. And over a period of time, she started searching things. You go Google everything, and she came across my workshop and she attended. After those 2 days, she made a decision to work on herself for the next 3 to 6 months, which the journey started. In the first 3 months, she started understanding what were her patterns of communication.
Mm.
She started slowly shifting towards that, being more conscious about it. And now she's already in talking terms with someone from last 2.5 months. Both the families have met, and it might go towards something more concrete.
Wow, really nice, really nice. So that's something that she was able to find someone.
That's one of the stories.
So
I have a
you
lot.
have you must have a lot of them.
I
I'm
have a
pretty
lot.
sure. For a woman listening, like how you said that a childhood trauma can also affect. What is this gentle first step that she can take to make things better for herself?
That will include an exercise about first going through the thoughts, about what are the thoughts which are keeping her occupied throughout her day. How many negative thoughts she's getting looped into. Writing those down and then identifying and understanding that, are these thoughts helping me go somewhere? The moment you write it down, you certainly realize that you need to take a pause over here, and you can burn those thoughts. And then start writing, what do you really want to feel? And what do you want to feel? And what is the kind of life you want to create? And when you start being more clear about it, you start writing more of it, you start understanding that, you start developing that vocabulary, you start developing those kind of thought, and you start looking at possibilities that it can happen.
It can happen. So it's not impossible.
100%. So the more you look at possibilities, by you consciously do something, it starts giving you a hope. And everything is relying on hope.
Yeah, actually, that's how it works out. Now, as we're coming to the end of the podcast, I want to ask you a few things here, just to kind of have better idea of it. If you can go back to your 21-year-old self, what would you tell him now? The one who was heartbroken.
Oh.
So many things, huh?
Man.
But that one thing, that is the most important thing.
My 21-year-old self. I would say this, that stick to your gut. Don't get influenced by what is happening around you. Because deep down, your gut will say what you need. And the influence around will force you to think that you might want that.
Okay.
So
Showing a different direction.
make sure you focus on your gut. Because even when you have what you wanted, you won't feel happy because that was not aligned with your gut.
What is that one myth in relationship that you want every woman to stop believing now?
First is happily ever after. It is never going to happen because your relationship, when it starts, there are different phases which you're going to explore. And second, be okay to be with someone who's going to fart in front of you, who's going to burp in front of you, who's going to create a mess, and who is going to be
Possibly playing game.
possibly playing game as well. Be okay with that, because if you are just going to be in awe with the fancy things, you have to be okay with the flaws as well the guy comes with.
Absolutely. Very, very rightly said. How can women stop repeating their parents and childhood traumas in their relationship?
Stop creating an identity out of an incident. Forgive, forget, move. There are a lot of things waiting for you.
It's not even possible to forgive, forget, and move.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people either forgive or forget. They don't do both.
What's the difference?
Big difference. You are either subconsciously keeping something which you are holding. For example, जैसे हमको बचपन में बताया गया था, ये नहीं करना. अगर कर लिया, मिस्टेक हो गई, तो फिर बोला गया था, इसको ध्यान रखना ताकि तुम रिपीट नहीं करो. अब वो मेरे दिमाग में बैठ गया. उस सिचुएशन में जरूरी था. उसको मैं कट कॉपी पेस्ट 40 साल बाद भी करूंगा. दैट मीन्स आई हैव नॉट फॉरगॉटन and I'm not willing to try something new. And if I'm not willing to try something new, that means I'm having a fear of making a new mistake. And if I have a fear of making a new mistake, that means I won't be able to explore something new in my life.
New in your life. So you're saying it's okay to make a new mistake.
You will have to. Everything we are using right now, it was a mistake which turned into a good product.
Fair enough. I really like how you have put this particular part, because I feel people are the most afraid of making mistakes.
100%.
Because they feel that they should not.
There
They should be
can
perfect.
There can be a different podcast on this. Because this came from I also do that because I hate our education system, because we have treated, or we have been primed not to fail, not to fail, not to fail, not to fail. And the first thing we do, we go outside after our graduation, which is we do two things: either we go for interviews, either we start our entrepreneurship journey. We face rejections when we go for interviews, and we start our entrepreneurship journey. We go with their product. There are 100 people waiting to reject you in your face,
And you have never been taught how to be
how to
rejected.
face that failure. And
Very
exactly the same thing is happening in relationships. They were not taught to go through something like this, and they are looking for the perfect one, which is never going to happen.
Very true. Do you believe that having a good relationship and sharing it with your friends can jinx it?
No. In fact, it will help you choose your set of friends. If they are someone who is moaning, whinging, cribbing about their relationships, run. I have had broken up my friendships because of that.
Really?
There were people you grew up with, but over a period of time, their perspective about relationship changed, which is not helping you in your relationship growth. Because you are average of 5 people around you. You will adapt that. The faster you ignore, you understand that this is going to affect my relationship. Either you stop talking to them about that area, which is relationship, or you can, it's okay, you have other people in your life whom you can be friends with, who are aligning with your values, which are there right now.
The way you want things to be.
Exactly.
Great. Yeah, Rohit, beautiful conversation that I had. Again, I think we can keep going on when it comes to relationship in the world, because there's so much left. But we have to bring the show to the finale. Let's start with the quick fire rounds. Keep it simple and crisp. 1 answers only. All right. Happy couples don't fight.
Bullshit.
If he's jealous, it means he loves you.
No, that's a crap.
Men cheat more than women.
That's subjective.
Second marriage rarely work.
I've seen third marriage
Work.
work.
Keep going, guys. Why are you stopping? Love alone is enough for a lasting marriage.
Love, respect. Both.
Love and respect. Okay. Divorce ruins children's lives forever.
Yeah, it does. because the way both the parents handle it, it will reflect upon that child, whether he'll think that do I have to go into a relationship, or I can go into a relationship but now specifically choose a good partner for myself.
Opposites attract and stay together.
Opposites attract but they don't stay together.
Therapy and coaching are for broken people.
No, they are for people who really want to soar high in their lives.
If your partner really loves you, they should automatically understand you.
No, even your mother doesn't until unless you yell for either you have done potty or you're asking for food.
Marriage is only successful if it lasts a lifetime.
No, it's not about that. I mean, I don't believe in that if it is last for lifetime, because marriage is only successful when you love spending time with that person, and even if the lifetime is gone, you do not even realize कि यार एक life निकल गई इस बंदे के साथ, मजा आ गया. So marriages are only successful when you love spending your entire life with that person and you look back, यार कल ही तो मिले थे यार, पता ही नहीं चला, realize ही नहीं हुआ कि इतना time कब निकल गया. That's what a successful marriage is according to me.
Perfect. Modern women are the reason divorce rates are rising.
Bullshit, biggest bullshit. No, modern women are now evaluating towards how can they balance both. Now men will also have to step up to help them do that.
If you're still single at 30, something is wrong with you.
No, something better is coming for you.
Couples who live together before marriage have stronger relationships.
No, not necessary. Couple who are craving to live with each other forever have better relationships.
Thank you, Rohit. You had done a wonderful with the quickfire round. Very
Thank you so
amazing
much.
content you have. I felt in today's podcast you had so much to share that I feel that I was actually running out of questions to ask. Because your knowledge with relationship, your thought process with relationship, and you are not one of those coaches who just praising it or teaching it. You're actually living a relationship, because I've seen you with Akshita and I've seen her with you, and I know it's amazing. Today's content was all about how we should be as partners, how you can find a right partner. What can be your thought process to find a partner? Although he's a coach for women only, but this podcast can be also seen by men. You can learn so much about how the women thought process works, what they're saying, when they're saying, and why they're saying it. And if you just watch this podcast throughout, I'm sure that you will learn a thing or two about women. And women, trust me, we men are much simpler than you guys think that we are. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel at Kabir Vani Podcast. Share this with your best friend, the women best friend, who you want this podcast to go through. And share this with your men best friend to tell them how you guys want to be treated. You guys want to learn more about how to have a better relationship? Why don't you go ahead and follow my friend Rohit Bhandari? You can look him up on Instagram. And we'll share his details on the description section below. You can also listen to our podcast. We are up on 11 plus audio platforms. In case if you don't find us, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below and we'll make sure that we reach there. We're also launched a blog at kabirwani.com, and you can go ahead and check all my podcasts there in blog format, just in case if you like reading it. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Until next time.